Hey everyone, Owen Dino Studios here. So over the years I've been collecting many Thomas and Friends model trains. So this will be a showcase video showcasing both Bachmann and Hornby HO scale, OO scale, and N scale. So we'll go Bachmann first and then Hornby. So yeah, enjoy. First, of course, we have Thomas with Annie and Clarabelle. So I believe this is one of my first models. He's in pretty good condition, as you can see. Many of these models have been recently serviced and oiled, so they work pretty well. There are many variants of him, which you'll see in a second, so yeah. So, as I'm sure all of you heard, next is the DCC Sound Thomas. This one I got about a few years ago. He's pretty much the same as the stock standard Bachmann Thomas, except for his hook couplers are black instead of gray, and that's the main difference. The other difference is that it says analog sound on the bottom. So, yeah, pretty much the same as the stock standard Thomas, but with sound. Next is the Celebration Thomas. This one has a metallic paint finish, as you can see. I believe this one was released for the 70th anniversary of the Railway series. This one's the same as the standard Thomas with just a different paint job and banners on the side, as you can see. Yeah, this one runs pretty well. Next is the LBSC Thomas, not with Annie and Clarabelle, because he didn't have Annie and Clarabelle in this paint job. So this one is fairly recent. It was made, I believe, with the Adventure Begins movie. So this one, of course, has the LBSC 70 logo on him. This one is pretty much the same as stock standard Thomas, pretty much every other Thomas. And he has a new updated face for the CGI series, as well as a new motor by Bachmann, which is much louder but more reliable. So, yeah. Alright, so next we have the Christmas Thomas with unique rolling stock. I believe I got this set. This was one of the first Thomas train sets that I got as a kid. It shows with the buffer. Unique parts about him is that he has a detachable hat, pretty cool. He also has a detachable snowplow, which is also pretty cool. I believe there's a newer version of this set without the Christmas hat and different rolling stock, which I personally like this rolling stock better because, like, you could have a hot chocolate in here. He's delivering a Christmas tree instead of a present, and he's getting passengers home for the holidays. So, yeah, that's it for my Bachmann Thomases. So next up, we have the Bachmann Edward. Now, this one is very accurate to the TV series. However, he's very unreliable, as I believe this is my third Edward model. The first two's motors both burned out due to wheel slip and just overall play. No cab detail, but again, very accurate to the TV series. The tender is very nice. Metal wheels, of course, all of them have metal wheels for Bachmann. Very nice coal load, and no detailing on the bottom. Just says licensing, 2000 and looks like 4 Bachmann. So yeah. So correction on the licensing date. It's actually 2008 for this Edward. I got him fairly recently. So yeah. Alright, so this next model is Edward from the episode Edward's Exploit. A few customizations here from the original. Obviously I took off the side rods. I put a little chip in the running plate. And he also has a modified sad face. But otherwise, he is pretty much the same to the stock standard Edward. Tender's the same, so yeah. Alright, so next is the stock standard Henry. So this one is pretty reliable. I love the face on it. It's pretty nice. Pretty good detail all around. I haven't made any modifications to any of the engines, except for the Edward. No cab detail. No cab detail for pretty much all of the Bachmann engines. So, yeah. Tender, same as Edward's, metal wheels, made of plastic. So, yeah. Alright, so next one is stock standard Gordon. Very good engine cosmetically. I love the face. Nice paint job, nice side rods, black cab, but no cab detail. Yeah, same, the right wheel arrangement. But I've had about 3 models of Gordon over the years due to his motor burning out, which is a common issue with a lot of the Bachmann engines. So, yeah, tender's the same. Stock standard, like, metal wheels, plastic tender, nice coal load. Yeah. Alright, so next up is James. This is, I think, one of the oldest models I own. He still has the gray wheels. I put a new spring in there for traction reasons on the front bogie. I modded a front coupler on him so he can pull troublesome trucks. The face is stock standard Bachmann face. I don't mind it personally. Nice paint job. No cab cutout for some reason. So, yeah. The tender is die-cast, or not die-cast, plastic. Nice coal load, and metal gray wheels. So yeah, that's James. Alright, so next is Origins James. I believe this was released along with the LBSC Thomas. He has the same face, I believe. Newer black wheels, which I like a lot. Bachmann redid the spring in the front, so there's better traction with the wheels. Nice detailing, no cab cutout, which is a bit disappointing. But yeah, pretty much the same as the stock standard James. And the tender is the same paint scheme, nice coal load, metal wheels. Yeah. So that's James. Alright, so next up is Percy. I believe this is one of Bachmann's smallest models. I modded a front coupler on him so he can pull trucks. The face, I personally don't mind it. Stock standard. Piston rods were a bit troublesome. I've had two Percys, and the first one's piston rod broke off somehow. And I've repaired it since, but yeah. Pretty much pristine condition. I've had him for about 2 years now. So, yeah. Alright, so next is Bachmann Toby. So this one is very accurate to the TV series. I believe I got him a few years ago. However, I've had to give him a new face, and I have glued his eyes in place because the eye mechanism has been destroyed. New couplers, yeah, the molded bell, it's always bugged me, but yeah, there's a molded bell on him. Everything's intact. Yeah. And then Henrietta, is, like, it's a stock standard Henrietta, metal wheels, pretty nice couplings, so, yeah. That is Toby. I believe he's one of the slowest models I own. Alright, so next up is Duck. I got this model about a year ago. If you've been a fan of the channel for a while, you would have seen a video that I posted asking for help on how to fix his wheels. The original one I had, ironically, waddled. It never stayed on the tracks properly. So I got this for Christmas about 3 years ago. He's in pretty good condition. I like the face. Very accurate to the TV series. Alright, so next is Donald. One cool feature is that I put Dilly on his tender. It's just a random duck I found on eBay, but it does the job. So this one is pretty good model. Nice paint finish. It's glossy. Pretty accurate face. Yeah, no cab cutout, which is a bit disappointing, but yeah, I believe it's the only model of Donald out there, Donald and Douglas. So yeah, the tender is pretty nice. Plastic finish, or plastic mold, metal wheels. So yeah. This one, along with Douglas, has trouble staying on the tracks because I have tight radius curves, so you might want to look out for that when you're getting these two. Alright, so next up is Douglas. Douglas is pretty much the same with Donald, except for the nameplate there. Same face, no cab cutout. Yeah, pretty much the same as his twin. Tender's the same too, except for the number. So, yeah. Alright, so next one is Oliver, along with Toad. So, this one is very accurate to the CGI series. I believe there's controversy surrounding his face, but I don't mind it. It's a pretty nice face. So, I believe there's pickups on all 6 wheels. Pretty nice model all around. I believe this is one of the most accurate models Bachmann has produced. So there's Oliver. Now, Toad. This is one of the nicest rolling stock Bachmann has ever made. He, for some reason, is the only, I believe, rolling stock or engine in the Thomas series to have NEM couplers. Not sure why Bachmann did that, but they're pretty nice. So, yeah, that is Oliver and Toad. Alright, next up is Emily. So this one gets a lot of criticism for how much, or how little traction she has. The modification I made is I took out the springs in her front and back bogies for better traction, and it has improved her a lot. Stock standard face, pretty cool giant wheel in the middle. Not much cab detail. Nice glossy finish. And then her tender is pretty much the same as all the other Bachmann tenders. Metal wheels, pretty cool coal load. Yeah, a little water tank. And she also has her own coaches. So yeah, that is Emily. Alright, so next is Bill. This is pretty scale Bachmann model. I believe he, along with Ben, are the smallest in the Bachmann range. He has a small scratch on the top, not sure where that came from. But yeah, overall he's fully intact. He works somewhat decently. I believe I bought him pre-owned. I believe the original seller accidentally put some oil on the commutator, so I cleaned it up to the best of my ability, and he runs somewhat decently, but yeah, that's Bill. Alright, so next up is Ben. He, I believe, is the same as Bill, just with a different face, which I'm not sure why Bachmann did that. I like Bill's face much better. Yeah, same detail as Bill. He runs pretty well. I believe I bought him brand new a few years ago. So, yeah, that's Ben. Alright, so next up is Bachmann Spencer. I believe along with Emily and Oliver, this is one of the oldest models I own. It shows because he's missing a buffer in the front, but yeah, he's also missing a wheel in his back bogie. But yeah, I like the face on him. I think his front is a bit too steeped for being a A4. Pretty nice cutout cab, but there's no detail. So yeah, he's a pretty cool model. His tender is matched to his height, and I gotta say, it's not the best Bachmann tender. It just looks goofy. So, yeah, that's Spencer. And he also has his own special coach, which is pretty cool. Alright, so next up is Ryan, who I believe is brand new to the Bachmann range. I believe 2022 or 23. This one is a really nice model. I was blown away when they first showed him off. He's very accurate. Pretty nice purple paint scheme. He's got a pretty cool load. A tail lamp. An open cab, which I was a bit surprised by. It's better than a black window. So, yeah. That's Ryan. Alright, so here's Rosie. I believe the only American tank engine in the show. I got the original pink version because I am not too much of a fan of her redesign. Pretty accurate model. Her buffers, I believe, are unique to her. Nice side rods. Pretty small coal load, although I believe it was like that in the TV series. Overall, nice model. Alright, so here's a bit of a weird one. So, this is Diesel. I have two models of Diesel. This one has factory error buffers for some reason. And his motor's given out a few times, although I've replaced it. But yeah, an overall very nice model of Diesel, except for the gray windows, which don't look too good on him, but I don't mind. Nice smiling face. I don't intend to get the grumpy version of him, because this one does nicely. Alright, so up next is Mavis. I believe this is the second model I've ever owned. So she's a bit battered. Her buffers are a bit bent. But all of her lettering and paint details are still there. She runs pretty well. So, yeah, nice face. Yeah, that's Mavis. Alright, so here's one that I'm sure some of you have seen in the back of my videos. Here is a prototype of Bachmann Mavis. She has a black face, with, I believe all the detail is still there. Stock standard Bachmann buffers, I believe. Orange pipe. None of her paint details are there yet, so this is a pretty early model. Orange buffers, orange vacuum pipe, and one orange light lamp in the back. So yeah, her cab's black. Yeah, it's a pretty odd model, but marks an important point in Bachmann's history. So next up is Salty. So this one was pretty hard to find. So back in 2018 or so, I did the same thing Train Boy did and went on Bachmann's website to order all of the parts for him. And as you can see, he's all complete with chassis, working motor, very nice face. I think this is one of the best faces Bachmann's made. Nice detailing. The only thing Bachmann didn't do is the weathering. However, I personally like my models cleaner. So, yeah, that is Salty. I believe they will re-release Salty if they haven't already at some point. So last but not least in the Bachmann range is Daisy. She released fairly recently as well. This is a very nice model of Daisy. Unfortunately, I don't have a milk tanker to make a joke about, but yeah, she overall has a lot of detail, very accurate to the CGI series, has her little back lamps, tail lamps in the back, white buffers, very nice. Yeah, that is Daisy. I believe this is the last model I have for the Bachmann Thomas range, so yeah. So here's one that I get a lot of people asking about. So this is Wilson from Chuggington. I believe these are very accurate to the TV series. I've dropped this guy a few times when I was a kid. As you can see, the horn is gone, but he's a very robust model. A lot of detail for Chuggington. I believe all these blue things, the blue bogey covers have fallen off at some point, but overall, he's a very nice model. So, yeah. Working lamp, too. Alright, so now we have the Hornby range. So starting off with, I believe the first model they made is the Railway Series Thomas. This one is very hard to find, especially in really good condition like this one. I found him on eBay a while ago with the complete set. So, yeah, I believe this one was based off a Hornby E2. Nice blue wheels, nice paint job, very accurate Railway Series face. Pretty much the same as the Thomases that would follow. Along with him is Annie, Clarabelle, a troublesome truck, the Tidmouth milk tanker, and a brake van. So yeah, he runs pretty well for his age. So that is the original Thomas. So just a quick side note, I have the original Thomas set. This came from an eBay seller in Britain. It has the original track, the original cars in pretty good condition, as well as points, a set of points, some straight pieces, and the crossing track, which I believe was not the power for this set. I do not have the original power source, unfortunately. As well as some vacuum pipes, which are not on Thomas at the moment. So, yeah. Alright, so up next is one of the many variants that Hornby released. I believe this is the first with a different face. I got this Thomas off of eBay for about $30, along with the Percy. It's pretty banged up, but it runs pretty well. I believe its wheels are replaced, as they're black. But yeah, I had to do a repair job on him, and he works overall. He's with Annie and Clarabelle from another Hornby Thomas. So, yeah. Alright, so next is the 040 version of Thomas. I believe this is the starter set Thomas way back in the 1990s. He's very fast, very condensed, but nice model, nice coal load. He was very affordable back in the day. So yeah, he's pretty much the same as their Percy model without the side rods. So, yeah. Alright, so next up is a Thomas that I'm sure most of you are familiar with. This is the Hornby Thomas from, I believe, the Stamp Collection. No traction tires. I believe they blew off. However, I got this guy off of Hatton's. I don't think there were any traction tires on him when I got him. He's gone through, I believe, 1 or 2 repairs. Not sure why he stopped working, but I believe it was a short circuit issue. Very nice detail. Giant number 1. Yeah. So this next one's a very nice model. It's the Great Discovery Thomas, I believe released in 2008 to promote the movie The Great Discovery. Very nice detail all around him. Very nice face. Looks surprised because he just knocked down a building at Great Waterton. Very nice, just weathering all around. Nice coal load. The wheels are also, they also have dirt on them, along with the side rods. He has his original vacuum pipes. Yeah. And Annie and Clarabelle are also very weathered, so that's a nice plus. So here's a really nice one. This is the 70th anniversary Thomas. As I said, it's to promote the 70th anniversary of the Railway series. Very nice model all around. Very glossy paintwork. The wheels are a weird blue color. Not sure why they did that. Same detail. Just a very nice model all around, but pretty much the same as the stock standard Thomas. There we go. Just a quick side note for this Thomas. I have the original box. The certificate it came with, number 690 of 1,000. So it's pretty nice. Yeah, there's no back to it. I have the original bag and the cutout. So, yeah, pretty cool. So next up is what I believe is the last redesign that Hornby did for their range. It's the 2016 redesign for Thomas, along with the Annie and Clarabelle, who have a new paint job. So this one's pretty nice with a mostly white running board. Same detail that the original has. giant number 1, the little back detail, buffers. Yeah, just a overall great way to end off the range. Alright, so this next one is Edward. This is the 2016 redesign, which was along with Thomas. I believe he's the same as the original Edward, but with a detachable, or with an undetachable tender. Pretty nice wheel arrangement. It's very wide for Edward. Probably the weirdest model out of the range, except for one we'll get to later. Tender powered, as with many of the Hornby logos. They are tender powered. So, yeah, I personally like this Edward model, despite some of the criticism he gets. So, yeah, he's pretty cool. Alright, so next up is Henry. This is the original model based off of a Hornby Black 5. It's a very nice model overall. There's some nice piston rods, handrails, some nice cab detail. Not sure if you could see it there. He's missing a handrail, but overall this is a very good model of Henry. Very nice face. Yeah. Tender powered, of course. Detachable tender. So yeah. Alright, so next up is Gordon. This is one of my favorite models, due to just overall detail, and he is a very fast model. If I am not careful with him, he can fall off the tracks. So I believe this is one of the first models I've ever had for Hornby. Very nice side rods. The lamp irons are missing. He came like that from eBay. Very nice detail overall. Very accurate to the TV show. Some nice cab detail in there. So overall, he's a very nice model. As with many of the models, he is tender powered, and he has his own coaches too. So that's Gordon. So next up is James. I actually have 2 models of him. I'll show the other in a second. But this is also one of my favorite Hornby models. It's not very accurate, because of the length of James. But there's just something about him. He's just a really nice model. There's cab detail, nice side rods, spin pretty freely, nice bogey in the front. Probably the best part is his face. It's a very nice, accurate face to the model. He is tender driven, and he has his own coaches, so that's pretty cool. I also serviced him recently, but sometimes he cuts out, which is weird. So here's the other James I was talking about. It's the original set along with Thomas from when Hornby first started making these. So here's James. Pretty similar to the one I just showed off, except with the lamp irons and the vacuum pipe. So, and his face is lighter. There's the tender. Not sure if I can get it out. There we go. It's a very nice pickup. Overall, nice red paint scheme on him. And then there's the two coaches. I believe they changed up the red lining over the years to be very much brighter, which I prefer the newer coaches personally because they're very vibrant. Here's some of the original documents that came with him. I believe this is a service form in case James breaks. There's general information. So you can see some hand uncoupling, just overall how to service him. There's a picture with the pantographs for some reason. James wasn't electric, so I don't know. Locomotive operation and maintenance. So you can see there's, what is that? Looks like lubrication, picture of lubrication. There's an evening star. Here's some more, I believe it's the same page, front and back. So, that's pretty cool. And then, service dealer network, scale extric. It's pretty cool, 64th edition. There's a service mail order chart. A list of some places that you could get them repaired at. And there's some more just areas you can go to hobby stores at. And lastly is some instructions for the train set. Now that doesn't look like James, but I'm sure it's the same steps to getting all the sets up and running. It talks about double track circuits, up and over layouts, and then some, so just ways to have fun with Hornby Railways. That also doesn't look like James there. And yeah, so overall it's just a pretty cool relics from back when Hornby was making these guys. So yeah, pretty cool. So next up is the original Percy. So this guy I got in the set for $30 with this guy. Whoever the seller was must have played with them a lot, because his funnel's missing, both of his buffers are missing, well, all four of his buffers are missing, and he also has a replaced chassis. But he is a very fast model. Along with Gordon, if I am not careful with him, he will fall off the tracks. Very easy to maintenance. I believe these are called pocket rockets for a reason. So yeah, that's the first Percy that I own. Alright, so this one is another very fast Percy that I own. I believe this was a redesign from the previous one. Overall, the same detail. It has all the buffers this time, so that's a plus. Very nice coal load. I believe you could take the cab roof off, and you could access the motor inside for lubrication, which is pretty cool. Green wheels, nice face. So overall, it's a pretty good model of Percy. Alright, so next up is the 2016 redesign of Percy. This one is, along with Edward, Thomas, and Gordon, one of the original Hornby models that I owned. He's a very nice model, ordered directly off of Hornby's website back in the day. you could access the motor in there. Don't think I can get that off at the moment. You see the motor inside. Nice open cab. I believe most of Hornby's models have open cabs. Yeah, the nice pickups, nice wheels. Overall, just very accurate to Percy from the TV show, which I believe this one isn't based off of any loco from real life. So yeah, that's Percy. Alright, so next up is the elephant in the room, Toby. So this one is a very nice model. He's very accurate to the TV show. Nice face for Toby. Pretty cool, number 7. He has all 6 wheels. He has piston rods under there as well. Yeah, all his buffers are there. The only complaint that I see a lot is he is very tall. And compared to Henrietta, I can see that. He can't fit under most of the Hornby scale tunnels. So, yeah, that is Toby. Alright, so next up is Duck. So, this one is a really nice version of the pannier tank model that Hornby made. If I can get them uncoupled, there we go. So, very dark face. His eyes are looking to the right for some reason. Not sure why. Or to the left. Very nice copper chimney on the top. I had to get a spare because I realized that he didn't have one. Nice GWR lettering, the number 8. Pretty nice open cab. Some details on the back. Nice coal load. I believe he uses the same chassis as Thomas and Diesel, which it runs pretty well for what it is. So, yeah, that's Duck. Alright, next up is Oliver, and this is hands down my favorite Hornby model of them all. He overall is very accurate to the TV show. He has some nice handrails. Might be a bit painful there, that's going in his face, but yeah, otherwise, very nice detail. This one has a replaced chassis. It came with black wheels, but then I found a Hornby Airfix model with green wheels, so I had to replace those. He's gone through a few repairs due to the pickups not working correctly, but overall he's a very nice model and very accurate to the TV series. And of course we can't have Oliver without Toad. This one, not sure why, but Hornby chose to make him in brown. Very nice face to the TV series. Of course, Toad weighs 16 tons, which is a lot. But, yeah, that's Hornby Toad. So, very nice duo that Hornby made. So next up is a very controversial model. So this is Emily. Not sure if you could tell or not. She was based off a Sterling single, I believe. However, she should have been based off of a different one. Replaced copper chimney because she was missing one. I believe this one came from Australia, so shout-outs to Australia. No side rods, although very big wheel in the middle, so they got that part right. Probably the best cab detail of them all because it's painted. So that's pretty cool. She has pickups on all 8 wheels, I believe. So overall, it's an alright model. She has very poor traction. Like, if I even barely, nudge her, she just goes flying back. So, yeah, there's Emily. Her tender is a bit unusual compared to all the other models. So, she has plastic wheels. The coal load is missing. This is a very common occurrence with all Hornby Emilys that I've seen. Unique tender coupler. I mean, it's painted like Emily from the TV series, but I don't exactly see where Hornby was going with this one. So, yeah, she's an alright model, though. So, yeah, pretty cool. Alright, so now we have Hornby Bill, who is massive for, size-wise for the Hornby range. So, yeah, he has SCC Bill. Something I noticed today is that right above his face it says Brendam Bay. I didn't realize that until today for some reason. But, yeah, nice paint job. I believe he's based off of the Clockwork Bill and Ben, which is why that explains the size. No painted back for some reason. Overall, very big model, but it gets the job done, so he's pretty cool. Alright, so now we have Hornby Ben. He has a front coupler, however Bill doesn't. A while ago, about 3 or 4 years ago, I accidentally dropped Bill and his front coupler broke. So I've been looking for one ever since. But yeah, Ben has a front coupler. Same Brendam Bay detail, SCC Ben. Pretty much the same as Bill. It's Clockwork. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Alright, so next up is a limited edition model, being Stepney. Now, this one is a really nice model. His face represents what he is in the TV series. Yeah, you can see Stepney 55. It's pretty cool. A lot of detail on him. Along with Spencer and Murdoch, and I believe Flying Scotsman, he was limited edition. So, yeah. Overall, a really nice model. Alright, so next up is the Flying Scotsman. So this one is the most recent, I believe, in my collection, as I got him for Christmas of 2023. So, very nice face. Looks a lot like Gordon, because he's Gordon's brother. This one has sprung buffers, I believe, so you can see there. Very nice side rods. Pretty much the same as Gordon, because they were both A3s, I believe, A1s. 4472. Pretty nice cab detailing. Yeah, 4472 there. Yeah, overall, very nice model. His tender is the part that powers him. So yeah, he's tender driven, LNER. Pretty cool, just overall model of the Flying Scotsman. He was also serviced very recently, so he runs very nicely. Alright, so next up is Spencer. This is a really nice Hornby model. He is loco-driven. I got this guy off of Hatton's along with Thomas and Duck, I believe. Nice side rods. I believe this is the limited edition because of the black handrails. Very nice cab detail. As you can see, nice nameplate. I had to do a bit of work on this one to get him running because he was limping whenever I first got him. And then the tender is pretty nice as well. The back wheel set broke right out of the box, so I got a new set from Peter Spares. Yeah, sprung buffers in the back, which is pretty cool. Tender detail, not sure if you can see there. But yeah, he has tender pickups, so it's a very reliable model. And then he also has his own tender. He is a work in progress at the moment, as I am currently waiting to paint his new set of buffers, as he came off of Hatton's without buffers. So yeah, that's Hornby Spencer. Alright, so now we have what I like to call very devious diesel, as you can see by the face. So this one, he is a very nice runner. I believe I got him around 3 years ago. He's a very nice model. Shows like the deviousness of diesel very well. A lot of detail on the sides. It's all there pretty much. I believe it's just kind of accurate to the TV series, although he's also based off of a Hornby diesel shunter as well. So yeah, I believe he shares a chassis with Thomas and Duck, which is pretty cool. He's a overall nice model. Alright, so now we have Airy. So pretty much the same as Diesel, but painted in the Airy paint scheme. Fun fact, this was originally supposed to be splatter, as you can see by the face. So yeah, he's an overall pretty nice model. He runs well. Nice details. He represents Airy from the series very well. So yeah. Alright, so this is Bert, and to explain the shocked face, I believe this was originally supposed to be Dodge, but she was changed into Bert. So yeah, pretty much the exact same as Airy, same details, pretty much just same everything. So yeah, pretty nice model. Alright, so next up we have Bear, or D1, or D7101, as you, or some others would like to call him. So, this is a very nice, Railway Series exclusive model. Very nice sprung buffers, on both front and back. Very nice face. Just overall represents what Bear was in the Railway Series. As you can see, AC-47 on the back. I believe his back bogie is driven, so it's pretty cool. Alright, so now we have D261, or old Bowler, or whatever you'd like to call him. So he's a very nice model. Oh, also class 40. I believe he has the right buffers, very big buffers. As you can see, D261 there. Very long diesel. You can see the back. It's pretty cool. He has open windows, or clear windows on all sides, which is pretty cool. Unlike what Bachmann did with their windows. So, yeah, it's a pretty cool model. Let's hope he doesn't break down on the way out. Alright, so last but not least for the Hornby range, yeah, that's right, I do not have Murdoch. He is way too expensive. We have Dart. So he's a very nice model all around. You can see very accurate face, just very nice paint scheme. You can see the Vickerstown Diesel Works. Very nice, just cab. His windows are blacked out, however, which is a weird feature. But yeah, he's an overall nice model. Not sure why they made him, but not Den. But yeah, he's pretty cool. Alright, so here's a pretty nice custom. It's Boko. So the story behind him is I found I believe it's a Hornby Triang, like it was a shell for Boko. Or it was painted from class 38, I believe, which is Boko's class. So I decided to get it, and I repainted the whole thing and added a paper face. I might 3D print one eventually. And it turned out to be Boko. I still haven't added the numbers on the side or the crest yet, which is something I plan on doing eventually. But yeah, it's an overall very nice model for its age. I believe it's pretty old. So yeah, pretty cool. Alright, so that is it for my HO scale collection. However, I do have a few more I would like to show off. The N scale engines, which Bachmann has been making for a while. So first up is Thomas. I believe I did a review on him and Percy a while ago. He is in pretty nice condition, well lubricated and everything. Very nice detail for a model that is pretty much the size of my thumb. Yeah, nice side rods, nice wheels. I think all the details are there for Thomas, which is really fascinating that Bachmann could pull this off. And we also, of course, have Annie and Clarabelle. If you want to take a closer look at them, you could see my review video. But yeah, very nice model. Alright, so next up is Percy. I did a review on him too, if you want to go check that out. But he is a very tiny model. All the details are there, like I said, for Thomas. But Bachmann still managed to pull it off. Jeez. And all the details are there. So it's a very nice model. Maybe not the best for a 3-year-old, but maybe very nice for an N-scale layout. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Alright, so next up we have James. James has a detachable tender, which is very hard to couple up to him because of how small he is. So, like I said, with Thomas and Percy, very nice detail. There's a little hair on him. Yeah, overall, just very nice detail. All of the details are there. Looks like he has gray wheels, which I personally don't mind. But yeah, he has a unpainted cab, which is unusual, but yeah, just overall a very nice model. I believe he was released somewhat recently, so it's pretty cool. And then we have his tender. You can see number 5. It's very glossy, very nice paint job. Metal wheels, which is pretty cool for N scale. Whoops. And yeah, just an overall very nice model. See if I can couple him up on camera. There we go. So yeah, that's James. Alright, so last but not least, we have Toby, who looks like he's carrying looks like a pretzel rod, screwdriver. Who knows what that is? But, so, it's a very nice model overall, Toby. He's not too tall, unlike the Hornby Toby. However, all of the details are there. The bell looks much better than the HO scale model. All of his buffers are intact like the others. He has 6 wheels with piston rods. Overall, just a very nice model. Nice face. Yeah, pretty cool. Alright, so quick side note. I just remembered that Hornby made a Clockwork range along with the Thomas and Birdie race set. This Thomas is battery powered with Annie, and this Birdie is also battery powered. They work pretty well still. And then this Thomas has a key that powers him. So what you would do is you would insert the key into the keyhole, wind it up a bit, and then watch him go down the tracks. And I have pretty much the whole Thomas and Birdie race set right here. And then Percy's, they're the same thing as Thomas here. So yeah, pretty neat Hornby stuff overall. So that's it for this video. I may do another video where I cover all of the real life engines that I own, like HO and OO, and N scale, but let me know if you would want to see one of those. But yeah, that's it for this video. I will see you guys later. Like and subscribe, and peace.